1, 2, 3, cut. Cheers.
Yeah, you can work this editing.
Yeah.
So if there's anything in here and you're like, maybe I don't want that in here, just let us know.
Ah, no worries. I'm an open book.
Right away, I'd like to start with why your wife is not here today for the interview.
Oh, she had to look after her dad.
Okay.
Her dad has an appointment up at the hospital, so and has to change his bags and get flushed and you name it or otherwise you get backs up, full pain, blood in the bags, all that stuff. So her dad's a priority.
Absolutely. But she's been in contact and you're relaying messages
Yes.
and stuff too. So I know she was actually really excited for today. So,
Yeah, she wanted to talk to her Donna, Reverend Donna. She's really a fan of hers, so.
we're still gonna give her a call and say hello. It's
Okay,
you here
yeah.
today, and then
She told me to give Donna your numbers, so her home number, so.
I will then, if you leave that with me, I will pass that to. I call her Miss Donna, Reverend Donna.
I know. I noticed that was Miss Donna, Miss Melissa. What? Huh? Okay.
I try to be respectful. So we're gonna start off with a hard question, and I will. You don't want to speak for your wife, but I'll kind of ask for both of you in general because you guys were together that night. But
We were together for many nights.
many nights. So were you, either of you, involved in the disappearance of your daughter, Courtney?
No.
Okay. And I have to ask you, did you kill your daughter?
Of course not. No.
Okay. And do you trust that your wife did not kill your daughter, Courtney?
I know she didn't because she was with me the whole time moving out
Okay.
of the house that we lost.
Okay. Oh, and about that, so I heard that you were all packed up, ready to go.
Yes.
At the time of her disappearance.
Yes, we were just, it was just, the bank came with the papers with the lawyer and the sheriff and everything, and you gotta go. He gave us the papers, and wow. Next thing you know, the next couple of days, bang, Courtney just, what the? Just one thing after another, so.
How long after your daughter went missing until you had to get out of that house?
We were in the process at the time. This is when she was still living there, before she was gone. Courtney knew.
Yeah. And did you move like a week after her disappearance, a month?
No, we were in the process right then and there.
Oh.
That's why I gave her permission that she could go over another night to spend the night
Oh,
at
I see.
Kendra.
Okay. So you were in the
Because
process of-
we got told, served with the papers, because when you're making almost minimum wage and everything, it's kind of hard, so.
Okay, the other big rumor, you and Melissa were abusive.
It's a rumor, but no. I know she didn't like Melissa, but she was a stepmom.
Stepmom, that's.
Well, her one diary says, what was it? Let me think. It's the same here as at Mom and Dad's, or at Mom and Bob's, so, what you call it? Yeah, because she had rules.
Yeah.
You can't just run like you're 21 years old, you're 13.
Yeah. How long was she living with you?
I think since after Christmas, after the New Year, I think, roughly around in there.
Okay.
Because it was still winter time, because her and her mother were having problems and stuff. Okay, fine. She wanted to go live with Dad.
So good several months.
Yeah, a good several months. I enrolled her in school. She went every day to my mom's. At dinner time, her favorite was tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwich for every day, because I was at work. So, and the school, Hillcrest, was just up the street, because that's where I went to school when I was from 1 to 4. So it was just up the street, 10 minutes to get home, eat your lunch, back within the hour in order to sing there, so.
And did Shiloh live with you also?
No, he stayed with his mother.
Okay. Did you have to take any discipline, like spanking or anything?
I've never hit my children, ever.
Okay.
I did shadow once when he was in the terrible twos, and I felt so bad because I grew up a tough love house. The same with my dad. Back in the old days, it's you do as I say or you get a beating. I wanted to break that cycle, and my brother did too, because that's the way it was, tough love.
Do you know if your wife, Melissa, ever did disciplining when you were at work or not around?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
She tried to, you're not going anywhere. You can't do that stuff. Because Melissa's 10 years younger. And Courtney was 10 years younger than her, so it was weird actually. So, but you know, like, you're not my mom, you know. I hear that all the time and stuff like that, and yeah, and that's why I already know, because Shadow and Courtney both told their mom that, because she wanted to get remarried to Bob, and they said no, and that's why she hasn't been remarried.
That's interesting.
Our kids ran our lives.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only two I have, so.
The only two that you have? Okay.
Yes.
Did,
I had the $1 Million Family.
how was Melissa and Courtney's relationship? I know it was rocky sometimes, but did they also?
It seemed like they got along, and then they get, you know, a little tiff, you know, like whatever. It seemed like it because I worked all the time. I was an on-call serviceman for plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. So I was on call sometimes in the middle of the night, 40 below. I'd have to run out for 5-6 hours fixing rooftop units and stuff. Just like, yeah, okay.
There's several people within the friend group that had said Courtney had mentioned something about Melissa pushing her down a flight of stairs at one point. Have you ever heard that?
The only stairs we had was down to the basement, and that's unlikely.
Okay.
Because it was locked, like, because it was down, it was a dirt basement. So I don't believe that whatsoever, so. But kids tend to blow things out of it or blatantly lie, so. But I know Melissa, she didn't care for Melissa too much. Well, stepmom, she didn't even care for her mom at that time. She was very rebellious. Oh yeah, and she let it know. She was like me. She wasn't the quiet one.
That's the age. And she's a Sagittarius, which I am, so I know it well.
No, she's had this god-awful shriek that would make your ears bleed.
Okay.
So that's why I don't understand how she got taken, because that screech would make your ears bleed almost. It was just like, oh God, it carried for miles too.
So somebody would have...
And she'd do it on purpose too, just to agitate me.
It's over my daughters.
Yeah.
So you think somebody definitely would have heard something?
Oh, definitely. If she was in the, but if you're on a, oh yeah, she had a very loud screech, like, oh my God, it was just, I miss it now though, but.
So with Courtney wanting to leave her mom's and come and live with you and Melissa, that must have pissed Mom off.
Oh, I would imagine so.
Did that kind of cause a lot more friction than, you know?
Well, she didn't want to go to her mom's, like she wanted to go play with her friends because she didn't want to go to her mom's half the time. I made her on the weekends and stuff like that, or when the Shadow came in and stuff, you know, they'd stay, but I made her go out on the week, most of the time, but a lot of times she wouldn't go, so. She wanted to be with her friends on the weekends. She didn't want to hang around with Mom and Bob, so.
I can relate to that also. Now, I want to ask you, when I'm asking you these questions, did you have anything to do with your daughter's disappearance? Did you kill your daughter? And these are questions, like you told me, you've been answering this for over 17 years.
Yes,
now.
to the authorities, yes.
How does that make you feel?
Angers me, actually.
Yeah.
Like, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Or you just want to hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Like, I'm blatantly honest.
Do you have any questions? Am I missing anything?
No, not so much.
Like I said, I'm blatantly honest. I'll tell you how it is, whether it hurts your feelings or not, because it don't matter to me.
Doesn't matter to you.
You weren't my friend before, you're not going to be my friend now, so what do I care? There's almost coming 9 billion people in the world. I can get friends anywhere.
So the other big thing is, and we already know, is your past record.
Mhm.
There was some altercation, I can't remember what year it happened. It says in the paper you kidnapped.
I didn't kidnap her.
Okay, do you want to?
Well, I don't want her to talk about it because I did the crime. I did the time. I'm done with it. But yeah, okay, let's see. I lost my family to a man who was, at the time when I heard, he wasn't even allowed around his own kids. She left, she told the kids she left me because of money, which was not true, because he was unemployed going to the Southeast Community College the same she was. So he was unemployed as well and couldn't find a job. So the lie's right there. I just, whatever, I don't care. You know, she's out of my life, good riddance.
Okay.
I don't need that in my life. Like, I got enough problems, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Did you and Courtney's mom like fight a lot around Courtney? Like, was there a lot of?
It was at the last, there was a lot of friction. Like, I lost my family, and then I've been losing stuff steady for the last, God knows how many years. But I do have to say, my marriage did last 6 years. My brothers didn't even last 6 months.
Mine only lasted a year.
Yeah.
So basically for the last 17 years, and from everything I've gathered off the internet, even with talking to everybody directly, obviously it's Mark and Melissa are number one suspects.
Mhm.
Did that happen from the beginning, like day one, or kind of when did that start happening?
It was mostly with Janet running her mouth off. She's got a very big mouth. Yeah, I know you did it. And then when I took my polygraph, she tried to say I failed. I says, it came back inconclusive. I contacted 3 lawyers. You either pass or you fail. Inconclusive means they didn't want it. They looked, oh, you passed, but we don't believe it, you know, pretty much. That's what the lawyers explained it to me. Because I talked to a lawyer from Merchant Law Group, which is a big lawyers, because they take on government and everyone. And a commodity law firm, which he was our MLA for a while. And I think it was James Trobert at the time. It was a long time ago though, so it's hard to say, but I contacted 3 lawyers about it because they were telling me this and that, and I said, well, I better find out what's what here, so. So I contacted these lawyers and they told me a lot different.
So it was from day one?
Pretty much.
He did it, him and her?
Yeah, because of my past, because I don't put up with anyone's garbage.
Was it a big fight going? Because initially they treated her like a runaway.
Yeah.
So was it a big fight to get you to get the police to start looking? No, she didn't run away. This is something.
Well, when my mom went, they said, oh, she'll come back when it's time to sign up for school. I said, what? Huh? You know, and then, you know, because when I got out after 4 years, my son didn't even recognize me because you seen my long hair, but I also had a big beard it was in braids too at the time too. So, you know, because when I got out, which you call, I looked at my picture and I told the parole board and my caseworker, God, I look nasty. I wouldn't have let me out. And they just looked at me, just wow, just like, I guess I could have shaved and got a haircut for it, but it is what it is, so.
Oh, okay, so how long did the police stay involved? After you called them right away, it was you that?
I went, Thursday night she stayed at KENDRA's.
Yeah.
So, but she asked me and I said yes, because we're packing up and everything, like, because she knew.
Yeah.
We're starting to pack up, but it was a temporary apartment until we could find something bigger. Like, there was nothing to really rent, so we had to make do with what we had, so, until we could find something bigger. And then what you called was we were packing and getting everything. She came after I got off work, Friday night, at about 5, I guess. She was in the doorway. I didn't see KENDRA, so, but whatever, I'm not too sure. She could have been outside because I was in the kitchen and the doorway was here and then the door outside the door, but she liked to stand in the doorway.
And she was just grabbing stuff to go back to KENDRA's?
Yeah, she asked me if she can go spend another night at KENDRA's. I said, yeah, we're moving, you know, if you don't want to help or whatever, I don't, you know, it would be, you know, at least I know where you are and stuff like that, yeah.
So she was going to stay a second night?
Yeah, she asked me to stay a second night. And I said yes, because it would just been so much, not so much trauma on her with the move and stuff like that. She knew where the new place was and stuff like that if she wanted to go there. She had a set of keys to both. So, because we gave her keys for the new place and she had keys to the old place because she's, you know, it's her home
As far as you knew, what were the two girls going to get up to when they had their sleepover? Did you know about
No,
anything?
no, I knew nothing. Like, I didn't even know she was dating. I would have been, yeah, I would have came unglued. So that's that.
So it was just supposed to be her and Kendra watching movies at Kendra's house or doing whatever girls do.
And her younger sister, Krista, or whatever, I can't remember her name. So
Yeah.
it's been so long.
Okay. And so you knew nothing about Sam. They ended up going over there.
Like in her one diary, she wrote there, my dad found my diary and said this stuff, all that, and because I found her other diary when I was looking for pictures, I found her other diary.
This is bringing me back where you have the fake diary and then you have the real.
No,
diary.
she wrote in there, but there's pages tore out of it. And I said, where's the pages? Because she had it hidden in something. That's the only reason I came across it. And she didn't like living there. She wanted to go live with my mom and dad, like grandparents. But if she thought I was strict and her mom was strict, ooh, grandma and grandpa are a lot more stricter.
Do you know, well, I know you know she wasn't even supposed to be at Sam's, but were you aware who all was in attendance at this veterinary party happening?
I never even knew she was there. As far as I know, it was Sam, Thomas, Courtney, from what I found out afterwards. Yeah.
And so Kendra was there? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
See, I went there a couple of days later because I took a month and a half, almost 2 months off work because, I couldn't sleep, couldn't think, and I was a foreman of the welding shop and, I can't do my job. So, if there's, there was lots of times I was wandering the street 2, 3 in the morning, just pacing up and down, just got really good shape that year.
Have you ever heard about NICOLE being there that night?
No, I haven't.
So that would be news to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know about the fire pit that's near there?
No.
No. Some people say it exists, some people say it doesn't.
I don't know nothing about it. Like Nicole got a hold of me saying the fire pit was out at the farm. I didn't even know Neil had a farm. Well, I imagine so. He was a vet, but still. So,
It's weird that everyone's saying Kendra's lying about that, but there's something about that that's standing out to me, especially being at a vet clinic. And again, everyone, just all the other kids.
back then, I'm pretty sure they would have had a carcass burn pit, or they would have took it out to the dump because they had a burn pit out there for carcasses for hunting season. Like a lot of hunters would take their carcasses, deer carcasses or whatever they game for the game, and they throw it in the pit instead of in with the Wildlife Federation where you put in your carcass there. Yeah, before they used to just throw it out there and burn them. It would stink for miles. Estevan was horrid. Oh, you remember that?
Oh yeah, once one gets an awful smell.
Yeah, that was from the burn pits, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop like just drilling you and interrogating you, and if you can.
This is mild compared to what I'm used to from the police.
Yeah, well, we're just looking for clarification.
Yeah,
Because there's already some stuff that I've caught. Like, people have already told me of other people being there that aren't telling me that they were there. There didn't say no problem with that, so I'll just tell you that right now. So that's.
Well, that's why this hasn't been solved, is because there's so many people
lying.
lying. Some people have each other's backs and they're, okay, this is our story and don't deviate, and everyone else is a liar. Just make sure that everyone else is a liar.
Very easy to point fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Especially to people who have no knowledge of what's going on, so they think they can steer
Yeah,
us.
they can just steer us one way and, I'm gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
And.
But if you know nothing about the case, you can actually point it out a lot better. You're not misdirected by rumors and innuendo.
Yeah,
So.
and we're not here to allow certain people to direct the narrative.
Pretty much,
That
yeah.
they've done for 17 years. Okay, so what do you think is missing? In the last 17 years, you've been drilled by multiple people. what hasn't been asked? What do you think has been missed that you wish was out there?
I've done everything they've asked me to do, other than admitting to a crime I didn't commit.
And you feel that's exactly what they want?
Oh yeah, and I was set up in one of those big stings at one time too.
You were telling me you knew that there was some kind of undercover cops.
Yeah, I did. The second or third time when they came down there, someone I knew drove by the house and recognized the one guy because he got 6 months on an ankle bracelet because of him. It was over pot charges because he says, man, that guy's an undercover cop. What? RCMP? I said, oh, okay, whatever. And I knew they'd be coming for me eventually. And then after this crap was over, Melissa, because they were on both of us, like
Yeah.
they had the female in there and they were acting like they were gangsters and stuff like that. I just, oh my God, you guys will do anything to try to get a false confession. But that's what the RCMP are known for.
That is.
Putting innocent people in jail because they don't want to do the work. They don't care about the truth. They just want someone in jail. They don't care who it is, whether they're innocent or guilty. That's been the motto for so long. Granted, though, there is some bad parents who deserve jail, and they deserve worse. Anyone who harms a child or a pet, I can't stand that. Because I had Courtney's cat for 14 years after she disappeared. He died of, yes, oh yeah, she brought him home from the farm. Probably Neil's farm, actually, and since it's mentioned now, probably Neil's farm where she got this little baby kitten when she named him Stitch.
Oh my God.
I call him Niggs Fat Tony, my little gangster buddy.
See, no one ever told us that either. That she had a pet cat and they took care of it.
That's the way I talk to everybody.
When,
So, to your knowledge, did the police do any like major searching of the grounds around the veterinary clinic or anything like that?
Don't know. One night I went there to go kick in the door to find out in the first couple of days, and they were watching the place and they stopped me. That's all I know.
Yeah, because you go like a quarter mile south and it's just field.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if anybody ever searched down in there.
We searched south of town because I was on 2 or 3 searches at first when the city police still had it, but when the RCMP had it, and then they would change to homicide, and then that's when the fingers really got pointed at me. Like, geez, I took a polygraph. I told you everything I know. I'm the first one to actually report it, and because like I said, when I phoned Joy that Saturday, she was too busy. I'm going to a spa. What? Moose Jaw Spa. So I sit there, okay, fine. I think you believe your daughter just ran away and you're kind of giggling away. Like, it's time your turn to deal with it. You know, kind of like it's your turn to deal with this runaway stuff because she was always running away from her mom's. So it's your turn now. I said, okay, whatever. But I knew right away the next day there was something wrong, especially by supper time. That gut feeling hit me hard. I knew something was wrong, and I tried and no one was listening. And then all of a sudden when everyone's listening, oh, you never said anything or whatever. I was the first one out there doing it. I took 2 months off work to look for my daughter. Like, this is ridiculous.
I was just texting Miss Donna to see when she was ready. Okay, the searches. Who said there was 3 big searches? I feel like the vet should have been one. Who told us that?
I can't remember who said it, but I wanted to know if they actually did walk all that area south of the vet clinic, like along the railroad.
I wasn't along that one. I wasn't on that one if there was. Because
Well, right away they were saying that she was back in town somehow, but we don't know how she was seen, by who, where.
that's the thing. No one's told me anything. I've been shut out entirely.
Yeah, we've got to find out that, because
Yeah,
that's a huge key.
How would they know that she was?
Yeah, where was she seen? Was it on like one of the bank security cameras or something? Like, hopefully, what's her name with the police would be able
Donna.
to say that. At least give us that much. I know they won't share everything, but
Yeah, they said.
They've never even contacted me since this Sergeant Donna has taken over or whatever. Because it was Corporal Rob Zettner before. And he was a real class act.
is that sarcasm?
Yes, it is.
No,
okay.
I was being nice.
He was a good one.
Oh,
No, but everything, because when you talk to police, they're nice to your face, but there's something always behind it. So Because they don't care if you're innocent or guilty. They're there to convict you no matter what. Talk to any lawyer, they'll tell you that.
That's their job, yeah.
Yeah, that's their job, is to lie to you, to get you to confess to something.
So I also help, I've helped with innocent project cases. There's one of my friends in Ohio, innocent, locked up at 18 and for life, claiming he stole $20 and that he was to do with, at the time they were all 15-year-olds. There was a fight that broke out and the kid ended up dying after being hospitalized bleeding from a head injury.
Oh, okay.
And he was 18 at the time. He's now like 36. Still no parole, nothing. And he wasn't there for the fight. He was there after, found giving the victims water and cleaning their wounds.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so I understand the
Good
whole.
Samaritan comes along and gets nailed.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody had asked me once, "Oh, you're a tough girl. You think the prison's full of innocent people, don't you?" And I'm like,
It is.
"Like, not
Everybody's,
full, but-"
don't you know, everybody's innocent in there, right?
Well, we go that far, but we definitely are some.
Yeah.
There's many more I feel that people, or definitely even being there under wrong charges even, or whatever. Let's get this for everything we can and amp up all the charges. I think that's.
I know I screwed up back when I was 24. That was all on me. That's, I did the crime, I did the time, I paid my penance.
Yeah.
And it's been nothing but a fight ever since.
That was when, 94?
94.
And so
So it's
10
10
years.
And that's a huge leap too from what happened then to
Yes.
hurting a child. Like that's not a pattern.
I would never hurt a child because I came from tough love and I know I didn't want to pass it on to my kids.
I totally understand that.
Got to break the cycle, as they would say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I get that perfectly.
Because my dad and grandpa came from Europe. Well, my dad didn't, he was born here, but my grandpa came from the old way, traditional ways, and it's beat first and ask questions later back in the old days, so. And a lot of it came back down to my way, and I didn't want to do that to my kids, because maybe just.
And I know this is difficult for you too, but you have said because of all of this over almost 2 decades, you've missed out on a relationship with your son,
Yes,
and you have grandchildren now.
yes,
And you, now because of all of these rumors that through 17 years,
lies and rumors, yeah,
lies and rumors, you've missed out on
everything.
everything.
Well, I went there, I think it was 2 years ago, I got invited for the birthday party. And I went there, and my grandson answered the door. And what you can call it, he goes, "Dad, it's your dad." And I almost left because it broke my heart. I felt like it was another, just, it hurt.
I bet.
It hurt, like I already lost one child. The other one, we talk once in a while, like just text, how's it going, or whatever, but we're not close. Like, I've lost everything.
That's, I don't even know what to say. It's horrible.
There's nothing to say. It just happens. I'm not the only one. Probably hundreds, thousands of families go the same thing through I do through. So it is what it is.
I know I'm a lone soldier from my bloodline, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it. So what I want to ask them today, it's been, 17 years and almost 4 months, I believe. Your number one theory that's in your head today would be what?
I try not to think of it because then I get angry.
Right.
Then I'm up for days. But my first part was sex trafficking, which was really angry. And then that other thing that what they were doing on those is that chromium stuff blood where the rich drink to scare the shit out of children and as they kill them, and then the adrenochrome, that's what they're doing. And I was just sitting here, oh man, I can't wait to get my hands on it if someone ever did that. That's just wrong.
Interesting, because at a vet clinic, there would be instruments and,
Yeah,
okay.
but like I kind of knew Neil too, so in a way, so. And then later on, when he was hospitalized in long-term care, Melissa looked after him, so.
Do you feel she left that vet clinic that night?
Tell you the truth, I don't know in all honesty. But based on what I heard about the past, about the boys beating up their grandma and robbing them and stuff like that, just like, whoa. And because they were minors and stuff, I just like, yeah, okay, let's get this back. Like, they're the last ones to see them. And then you're coming after me? What's wrong with you people? Common sense is out the door. Common decency and common sense. Some of these people just don't have either.
How did you feel about them using it as a runaway or labeling it and treating your daughter's case as a runaway for damn near 5 months?
Pissed off, angry.
You
But
had-
who would believe me? I kept on telling them, but who's gonna believe me? Like, I keep telling them and telling them, but they ain't listening. That's the problem. They're not, they have their own judgment and thing, like, oh no, it's not, whatever. You guys don't deserve those badges you wear. But then I say what you call to some of them, like, you're just flat, you're not a detective. You're not trained to actually ask these complicated questions. Or even do for profiling, like, because you have to be a profiler to be a detective in order to tell if they're lying or not. I actually got a little more knowledge than I should say. But I've had a lot of years of reading and checking on stuff, so
And you've been going through this for
17 years.
almost 2 decades, so yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, as far as the investigative process, I want to dig into that with the police too. It seems weird that they would just have a corporal being in touch with you like they should have been a sergeant.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was a corporal. I don't know if he was or a sergeant or whatever. But he was with that special division or whatever for it. He was the head of the case at the time.
Just making sure Estevan is okay if we keep the camera rolling while you say hello. Because I think some people might be a little surprised for Reverend Donna. She's wonderful. She's an absolutely
Yeah, Melissa's a big fan of hers.
awesome. So hopefully this will bring her a little something. I do look forward to maybe being able to meet her a different day when she's not so busy. So we're going to give Reverend Donna a call here to say hello
Make
and
sure you put the phone like close to the
meet
mic.
Mr. Struble and Miss Donna. Everyone knows her as Reverend Donna. I call her Miss Donna. We've been talking, and she's definitely working on if she gets anything at all. If she picks up anything from this case, she is willing to work with us on that. So, Reverend Donna and Miss Donna, I just want to thank you so much for all of your help that you're doing behind the scenes. And we're going to give her a call.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Don. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I'm sitting here right now with Mr.Mark Struble, and Melissa was unable to make it today, his wife. He's sitting here right now, and I'm just gonna, we've got the camera rolling, and you're just on speakerphone, and he's here.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Mark.
Hello.
The only thing that I felt like I would have to do a reading to really like see if we could get any information from your daughter, which I can do, but it would be a few weeks because I injured myself, and so I broke my ankle's like broken right now, actually broken, and I had to cancel everything for the last few weeks, so I'm like way behind. But when I was only, I asked for her name so I could look up an article, and I looked at just only one article, and the only thing that I saw go through like my third eye while I looked at the article was like a pickup truck that looked like from maybe the 70s Ford pickup, you know, and it could be Chevy or GMC, but I just a feeling I got, you know, that around that time frame of pickup truck. That's like all I saw when I looked at the article.
Okay.
But, so are you interested in having a reading?
Yes, please, very much. It's been 17
Okay.
years. You're not the first one I tried to contact or ask. I've been through a number of them, but then all of them declined, so
to do that.
Yeah, and and it take as much time as you need because it's been 17 years. It's not going away.
Yeah, so,
I think she dropped the phone.
Are you still there?
Are you there, Donna?
Uh-oh.
can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I said, did you hear me say that Sheriff could give you my home number?
Pardon me?
That Sheriff could give you my phone number?
Okay, yeah.
And then if you text me, do you text people?
Yes, I do.
Okay, text me and tell me who you are, and then maybe I can do it sooner, like some night when I feel like it. So this is just the second day I haven't had to eat painkillers, so like that I might be able to do it some night. So yeah, be happy to help try to connect you with your daughter as well.
That's very much appreciative. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Donna, will we
And
be...
I'm sorry about your loss. Like, I don't know if you know, I had a daughter murdered also.
Yeah, Melissa's told me all about you, and she's a real big fan of yours.
Okay, yeah, so I know it hurt. And I know, when I said murdered also, really the reality is we don't even know if she was murdered without doing a reading. Okay, yeah, just share, you could give him my phone number, okay?
Sounds good. And then we'll be able to, when you do the reading, we will be able to record that, right?
Yeah, well, I'll record it. I record it. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I cut out the long spaces of me watching the spirits while I don't say anything.
Awesome.
But yeah, I record it. And yeah, you can use clips out of it and stuff.
Okay. Is it okay if I let the platform know that you are on this case and helping Melissa and Mark?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. All right, Donna, thank you so much for taking our call.
Sure, just make sure to give Mark, just text me so I've got your number just in case it's like one night where I just feel like doing it and then I'll text you and stuff. Okay, thanks. Thank you guys. Nice to meet you, Mark.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. You
Okay.
take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Miss Donna. Awesome. Let me write that number down here before I forget it. And I think that's huge, so
What's that?
her being in on this case.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
I think that's gonna be really good when people see that she's helping you guys. I think that's huge.
Yeah, well, any bit's gonna help.
Everything will help. And yeah, like she said, if she picks, like yesterday, I know she was doing a little bit of work, so if something comes to her, and she really works around her past daughter, helps her a lot.
Yes.
So as she's saying, like, something could come to her tonight and she's gonna...
Well, I checked out her page there on YouTube quickly, like just the front and stuff like that, to see who she was.
Isn't she amazing?
And then the balloon was floating or something like that. And like I said, I'm a skeptic.
Yeah.
I am, and I'm faithless. Because, after I went to a Catholic school, I'm Roman Catholic. So I did believe at one time, but with everything happening, I don't have much faith left.
Can't say a thing.
But you're trying every way. You're trying everything. You're trying a world-renowned psychic, I
Yeah.
think that says a lot, honestly.
It does.
As I said, there's...
Well, I'm glad to get help anywhere I can get it, because I'm tired of being shut out, tired of lies spread about me, slander, defamation, all that stuff,
Have we helped to keep you in the loop a little bit better?
Oh,
than
yes,
other
I've
people
learned
have?
so much just listening to your podcast.
If you have any questions.
That's what I've heard. When I see you type in, they're like, I learned something new today. I'm like, oh, shit.
Well, I haven't been told nothing, so
That's
it's,
horrible. I don't like that.
well, it is what it is. But when the one side, like my mom, And like, I gotta go to a funeral here in Alberta pretty soon because my grandma just passed away too, my mom's mom, so everyone's dying. But like, I'm 50, almost 52, not 15. You can't pull the wool over my eyes on a lot of crap, so.
One thing, because it came up, well, I remember, the reward fund for your daughter, who is that for?
Child Find, I always thought it was.
Child Find.
Because I'd seen the poster there and it was through Child Find, so.
Yeah, here, can you grab that poster? I'd like to just show it really quick. And we're gonna make new ones and post it. We'll
Okay, yeah.
come and hang them.
That one there that I was gonna ask you about there, the one in the corner for YouTube, is that an enhanced photo of what she would have looked like today?
Yes,
Because I was looking at it, says, that's not my daughter, who's that?
Yep, no, I had an artist who does that for the FBI.
Oh, okay, because I was wondering if, and then I said, that must be an age enhancement.
Yeah, I had
And
it
she
all-
looks like that? I said, oh God, she looks like her mom with my face.
Oh, so it was pretty good, you thought?
In a way, the ways we did the enhancement and stuff like that, it's just, she kind of looks like her mom, the way she, hairstyle, stuff like that, but she had more of a my face, and so, yeah, wow, that's kind of different, just like, I wouldn't have recognized her if I seen her in the street today. I just see my baby girl, that's all I see.
You know, I heard that in another case, whose father was innocent, by the way, I can't remember what case, but he said the exact words, like, if I passed my daughter today, I'd walk right by her. And that
Yeah.
it breaks my heart inside to just hear that.
I got some few fond memories I have her, so.
What's one of your favorite memories?
My favorite? I have two of them actually.
What about?
The one where me and Courtney got second in baby crawling contest. She wasn't even a year old and we got second. She was beat out by an 18-month-old. Other than that, we would have won. But, and then the other time when this was probably the summer when we split up and all that stuff, Courtney was in her panties out in the garden with me, picking stuff, the garden, you know. And then she came up eating peas, like, we're eating mommy's peas, and she's just chowing up. That's just melted my heart. Yeah, I knew she was my daughter, like 100, like, oh, you're a little devil. That's my fondest memories, because she had this cute little grin, mischievous little grin, like she was dirty from the garden, from the dirt and all that, and she's just eating her peas, and we're eating mommy's peas, we're eating just pretty much, and all I did was laugh. One of my fondest memories.
That's cute. I can relate to that too. And the kids run in the garden after having them help plant the garden, and they get so excited to eat the veggies. Well, I just want to thank you again, and we're here, so we're not going anywhere, you know. And if anything else you want to say, we can set up at any time. You're welcome to call on the panel at any time. We're not going to allow people to harass you, so we're not here to.
I'm just saying what I know. Memories vague because it happened so long ago.
Right.
Details come, go, and whatever. And I've got other stresses in my life. Like I leave November 1st for trade school, so finishing off my welding career.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, anytime you need the platform, we're here for you.
Oh yes, yes. And I try to make it all the time. Like when I'm at work, I just have my earbud in, listening. Listening, but I can't text because I don't know who anyone's writing or whatever, because it's, you know, it's in my pocket and we're not allowed to have phones on the floor. So a lot of time I just listen to the earbud and then put my phone close to the wall, you know, by my toolbox. That way I can do my work and listen at the same time. So, and if I'm not really doing anything at the moment, I'll type something quick if I hear something.
I noticed that stood out to me because we have helped in other cases where people aren't as involved as you are, let's put it that way, and it doesn't look good for them, so.
You know, that's a big red flag when they don't want to help.
Yes, I've been told all along, Mark will never talk to you. And
Why wouldn't I?
Today on,
I'll talk to anyone who asks me. They're just not going to like what they hear, and then they're going to prejudge, so that's
what it is.
Well, that's their problem.
That's right. I wasn't born on this earth to serve anybody. My main focus in my life, I was husband and father. That's all I am, and that's all I'll ever be. That's who I am inside. And that was taken away from me too, so.
It must be the same for like you and your wife, Melissa. Is it hard for her to like be able to go out even like to a grocery store after all this time?
No one really recognizes, the challenge has changed so much, so no one really recognizes it.
Okay.
So, Other than the older people who recognizes me because I'm pretty well faced around here, so quite obviously. Because I'll tell you where to go and how to get there if you get in my face, so.
Yeah. Is there, so what? Do you,
I've had so much garbage from people, I'm not even entertaining the idea of it anymore. Like, that's it. I have nothing to do with you. There's billions of people. What do I need to be friend with you if you're going to call me down and do this crap? So,
I get it.
yeah.
What was I just gonna ask you? I was just gonna ask him something. And now-
It's like I told you, my rule number 1, never trust anyone.
Yes, he did tell me that, and that's like one of my own rules too, but.
Rule number 3 is God forgives, I don't. So,
I'm putting that on community posts.
Yeah, if someone seen a bumper sticker or something like that, if you want forgiveness, I'll take you to God, you can ask him or something like that.
yeah. Mine is just God forgives, I don't. You people have done me so much harm. Why should I forgive you?
Yeah.
And I've done nothing to deserve it, so.
If we said far-fetched, but say we find Courtney, we find who did whatever to Courtney, you want what to happen to that person?
I want to get to him before anybody else does. He took something from me. I want to take everything from him. But that's just vengeance. That's pain, vengeance, whatever. But I'll let the law handle it the way they see fit.
I think we're about done for this one.
But as a father's right, I think I have every right.
Oh,
As long as I don't kill him, I'll beat him to an inch of his death. For hurting my daughter, or doing what he did. He, she, whoever.
I'll record it so you got a memento.
yeah.
And I don't care who it is. Could be the Pope himself, and I'll go, let me give it to him.
Thank you. That's what I always say, and I always say the Pope too. I don't care who
Pope,
it is.
President, I don't care who it is.
You hurt my daughter. I for an eye type of thing. That's how my dad taught me.
I prefer the Book of Genesis myself too.
Okay.
I know I seem a little rough and around the edges, jaded, but I got a lot of anger built up inside me, and
I can't imagine how someone wouldn't.
I think that's
Yeah.
very understandable, especially being dragged through this for 17 years, over 17 years, like you said. And not only that, but it's been you.
I'm used to being you.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, fine, you want to play unappointed? I'll give you some, look, I'll pull down my pants, I'll moon you, I don't care. It's not like I haven't done that to anyone before.
Been there.
Well, I think that's really good. I really appreciate you doing this. And,
Oh, no worries.
we're gonna put this up sometime like on Tuesday or whatever, and then I'd love to have you on right after on the panel for people who are gonna have questions. You know, if every question comes 100 more questions.
Well, if it's during the week, it'll be hard because I won't be able to because I'm working, so.
Okay, so we'll try to do that.
I work from 4 o'clock till 1:30 in the morning because our hours got cut back.
Okay.
I was working 11s for the longest time and then 10s and then now we're down to 9s, so.
Okay, so we'll.
And then it takes me an hour to travel there and an hour to get back, so that's why I don't have much time. I get an hour and a half when I to get up and go to work, and an hour and a half when I get off work to get my everything ready and then get up and do it all over. Story of my life.
Jeez. And then here we come, and we have to just
Yeah.
ruin the free time you have.
No worries. I got weekends, but that's all house cleaning and everything because I'm a slob.
Okay. We're slobs too.
Yeah, we tried. Failed.
I hate dishes.
I have a dishwasher. I hate dishes.
Me too. I got one head. I never use
Take
it.
plates all the time.
Yeah.
It'd be so much easier.
I walk by them until it's not. I'm like, I guess a little dishwasher.
I just start going to the convenience store.
Use paper plates all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we're gonna end this.
I just want to do one thing.
Yeah.
If I could just get you to hold this up and say, my name is Mark and this is my daughter.
Okay. See you. Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, you just gave me a good idea too. Let's. Yeah, go ahead and do his.
This is my daughter. I've been searching her for 17 years. Can you help me out and my family? Thanks.
If somebody is listening right now that knows what happened to Courtney, what would you say directly to them?
If you know what happened, you can do it anonymous, whatever. Do what it takes. Let's just find her. Let's get some closure. Let's get it done. Quit screwing around. Playtime's over. Put an anonymous note in, whatever it takes. If you don't want to be found out or whatever, let's just get this done.